Scientific Sue. Welcome to UCD Festival 2021. I am going to be performing some magical science experiments. Abracadabra! Ta-da! We are going to be doing the Evanesco, the Engorgio, Amortensia, Glacius and Petrificus Saccaro spells. And we have to thank Intel for sponsoring every show. I hope you get involved. I hope you enjoy the show. And now it's time to start doing the magic. Hello and welcome to the Evanesco Spell. I just love these pop-up ones. They're made from a material that remembers its shape. I just love them for all my magical birthday parties, and I have to wind it up and then hide it in my hand. Now, if you don't have these pop-up wands, then you can make your own wand, or like Sarah the spider there, she's got one of Harry Potter's wands. But we need the wand to set the magic. So abracadabra. Nearly missed it that time. Now what I want to do is I want to make some liquid disappear. If it doesn't disappear, then I am going to get covered in unicorn's urine. And it is gorgeous. It's very slightly effervescent. Little bubbles are going up there. And it smells delicious. And for those of you that have managed to catch a unicorn and train it, you can then use its urine as your own special perfume. Very magical. Everybody just thinks you're an absolute magical star when you wear it. Now, I have 3 cups. Cup 1, cup 2, and cup 3. I'm going to pour some of my unicorn's urine into the cup. And then using magic, I'm going to try to make it disappear. I'm just going to put that back in its place. And this is what the wand's for. At the moment, I'm not going to do any magic. I want you to watch the cups, because as scientists, we have to be very observant. Also, we have to give very clear instructions. So I'm going to move the cups around, and then you're going to let me know which cup you think the unicorn's urine is in. Okay, so watch this very carefully. So I'm going to move the cups around. And now tell me, shout it out. Is it the cup on the left, the cup in the middle, or the cup on the right? Go! Oh, that was obviously too easy. You're all right. It was the cup in the middle. So I'm now going to pour it into this cup. And this time, make sure all that's gone. This time, I'm going to do it a bit faster, because the cup that you choose, I'm going to pour over my head. And I'm going to take my hat off of me here so that you can experience the disaster if it happens. There's my hat gone. Now, are you watching the cup? So I'm going to move the cup there and there and there. And I'm going to move it again, there and there, and again, 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 and again. Now, you have to put your hands behind your back. You're not allowed to point. And what I want you to do is I want you to shout out left, middle, or right. And if you call out loud enough, the right one, I'm going to pick that cup up and I'm going to pour it over my head. Okay, so which of the cups am I going to pick up? saying the cup on the left? Are you sure it's the cup on the left? Okay, here we go. It's my left. I told you scientists have to give very, very, very clear instructions. So I'm going to get this cup, I'm going to pour it over my head and, oh, what, you're not happy with that? Oh, you want the cup in the middle? No? Oh, you want this cup here. Okay, so I'm going to pick this cup up. I'm going to cover my eyes. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Da, 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 da. It's not in the cup. It's not in this cup. And it's not in that cup. Where did the unicorn's urine go? Well, I was cheating. It's actually still in the cup. 3, 2, 1. And just like magic, I'm back again. Inside this cup, I had put some crystals. And these crystals were from this stuff here. It's called ooze bath, but I've called them Death Eater crystals because in the Harry Potter movies, the Death Eaters sucked the life out of all of their victims. Now, in the bottom of the cup then, I had some of the crystals. And so when I just add a little bit of water there, it's going to start to suck up all of the liquid. And we also have these crystals in babies' nappies. They're called sodium polyacrylate. Now I added a bit too much water in there, so it's not sticking to the bottom of my bowl, but that's okay because what we've made here, ooh, I don't want to put my hand in. What we've made here is, wow, oh my goodness, this is a witch's best thing. It is ogre's bogies. Oh, that's gross. So what we can do, we can put this in our bath, or we can use it for science. Now, oh, look at this. This is amazing. And those long chains are opening up, and we're then getting this slime to stretch. So our Evanesco spell was a little bit of a cheat because we were using these crystals to suck up the unicorn's urine so that I could trick you into believing I was magical. I'm going to wipe my hands and then we're going to look at a really amazing slime recipe. Ta-da! Now, I'm going to put my Death Eater crystals back in the box, and I'm just going to move that there for the moment. And I'm going to move this wonderful, oh, look at this disgusting slime over here. And I want to show you first of all what I mean by a polymer. So everything in the world is made up of atoms, very, very, very tiny, tiny building blocks, and we give them different names. Each atom will have a certain number of positive particles called protons and negative particles called electrons. And as they get more of these protons, they get bigger and bigger and bigger, and we can join them up to make molecules. And then we can join molecules up to make bigger structures. So what I've got here is a long chain, woo, example of what, a polymer could look like. We normally have poly in the front of the name of a polymer. So what I've got here is some PVA glue, polyvinyl alcohol. I can pour it in, but it shouldn't be pouring now, but because it's made up of these long chains, those long chains keep pulling it over the edge. Look at that. So I've got my polymer there. It's quite boring in color, So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to colour it. And I'm going to colour it using some foam. So I've got some crazy foam here, and I have it in purple and blue and white and pink. Now, we mix in all of the foam and the water and the PVA glue. And then the very last thing we need to add in is our slime activator. This is a liquid that's going to join all of those long chain molecules together. We'll start off with a small amount first. Give this a little whisk. Oh, I'm starting to feel something happening. Oh, it's feeling pretty disgusting. Let me give that a little bit more of a whisk. Wow. And what we have made then is wonderful purple unicorn. Uh-oh, slime. There we go. And the more water that we add, the more viscous this will be. That means it's going to flow more freely, be more snotty. This also lets me show that slime, when we treat it rough, it acts like a solid. But when we treat it gentle, it flows like a liquid. So our Evanesco Spell has led us into the world of polymers. Big, stretchy polymers which allow us to make slime. It is now time for the Engorgio Spell. What I have here is I've got some very boring white crystals, and I want to turn them into something much more exciting. This is a very, very cool spell. So are we ready? We're going to go 3, 2, 1. Engorgio! Oh my goodness! Look at this! Wowee! We can, woo! This has turned into something amazing. It feels like snow. Now, as a scientist, I have some advice for you all. Never eat yellow snow. And if you don't understand what I mean, ask Mummy and Daddy, they'll know. What happened there? It is very magical, isn't it? We turned a few crystals into a big bowl of snow. So I've got a little bit of the crystals here I put in my hand. And these crystals, believe it or not, are called magic snow, or it's called snow grow. And I've got a pipette here. What I need to do, let me get closer to the camera. There's my hand. And as the water goes on, it erupts into a wonderful pile of snow. What will happen if I add more water to this? Does it keep on growing? Look at this. Oh. Ooh. It's starting to feel a little bit slushy now. Again, very similar to the material that we had in the Evanesco Spell. We have got a polymer here, but instead of the polymer being long chains, when we add liquid to them, they swell up. And these are the crystals that are used in babies' nappies. They suck up all over the baby's urine, and it stops the skin of the baby being in contact with the urine so they don't get a nappy rash. In today's session, we have looked at the Evanesco Spell and the Engorgio Spell. When I did the Evanesco Spell, remember I put a few crystals in the bottom of the cup. When I turned it upside down, you couldn't see those crystals. But when I added in the little bit of water, I moved the cups around, giving time for those crystals to suck up the liquid. So when I held it over my head, it stayed in the beaker. A scientist made a mistake in the mixing of the chemicals. So instead of these crystals in the baby's nappies, these crystals ended up in the baby's nappies. And one night, can you imagine a poor little baby going to sleep, deciding to have a pee? And normally the crystals will just suck it up and hold it there. But these crystals were like the Engorgio Spell, and the nappy would get bigger and bigger and bigger, and the baby's legs would have been going out, and the baby would have been crying. A disaster for the nappy company, but a miracle of science for those of us that want fake. Woohoo! Snow! Bye everybody!